Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3
1 2 3 1 2 3.
Hey.
So,
blood.
anything want to share?
Nah, you first, man. You first. Because I know you got a lot, man. You be sending me stuff and not seeing it, and then my phone. Yeah, there's bare stuff I want to hear from you, man. Because I don't know what happened with that thing.
Which
It's
one?
been a couple of days since.
Yeah. Well, do you know, like, where I'm kind of at, like, in terms of just experience-wise, is, I suppose just the deepening. No. Don't use that word. Like so obviously I was in Birmingham the last couple of days, hanging out with Will and stuff, and that was really good. It's always inspiring, always refreshing, rejuvenating, always insights. And one of the insights that he actually pointed out for me, actually, and I listened to it and it kind of sunk in. I was like, oh my gosh, was basically there was a part of me still seeking this approval with women, in the sense of,
Will, you are the man, William.
yeah, like it's good because you can see, obviously, like when you're watching someone else, it's easier to be able to see people's blind spots. So it's like but yeah, that's what one of the things I love about Will, because he'll just even if I don't ask him, at times he'll ask me, like, oh, do you want me to share something with you, like something I've noticed, like a blind spot. So yeah, and that was one of them, because we played around, actually, like, and we were kind of just speaking in jest, but make it at the same time with a seriousness, but from our identities, so from our egos, basically. But obviously we knew it was our egos. So, like, you know, he was like saying, like, you know, nah, but I think your game's better than mine, and I'm like, no, I think your game's actually better than mine. And then he was saying, like, where he felt he lacked, and then I was saying where I felt I lacked. And like, but yeah, one of the things that I another thing actually I realized was when I was playing around and doing that, was how I still have quite dominantly, I would say, it's quite powerful, like when it comes up, like, it can be quite powerful. I mean, this like conversation in the background in relation to women, in the process, in the phase, basically when I'm okay, so like when it comes down to relationships, or like if I've been seeing a girl for a while, I don't have really any conversations going on, which rarely, obviously, I'm human, but like around like doubt, or like doubting, just doubt. Whereas like the bit up until that point, I think from being young, and like remember making that decision of, I'm going to make sure I'm not going to be that player, so I'm going to be that good boy. I suppose some of the there's some residue of that good boy conversation still, which is like, you know, I suppose just, yeah, that the fact that my, if you want to call it game, charm, whatever you want to call it, in the beginning stages,
But was that your flashcard? Like, you know, in the Lamop forum, they always spoke about our cards that we'd put up.
No, I don't know about that. Do you mean about the strong suits?
Yeah, but I know this doesn't really sound like a strong suit, but at the same time,
the good boy's a strong suit.
Yeah.
But basically what I'm saying is, I've always doubted how I am with women in the beginning stages. That's basically what I'm saying. There's some kind of conversation that goes on, like, did I say the right thing? Was that the thing I should have done? Like maybe next time that's what I'll do. Like that kind of thing. That's kind of like been a reoccurring thing, like hiding in the background. Whereas like if I've spent time with her for, I don't know, like by the second, third date, for example, basically by the second, third date, it's cool. In fact, even on the first date is generally cool as well. It's just that beginning bit. If I don't know you, and I'm like there's
even up to the one-liners, the Tinder copy and paste. It goes back to that as well. It goes back to the copy and paste. So like when you write to someone the first time, and if there's a success rate with the copy and paste, you'd feel like, oh yeah, this is an approved copy and paste. And then you might doubt that, and you might be like, hold on, no, I'm gonna tweak this a bit. So I'm gonna maybe put this in and take that out. Yeah. But ultimately, every single girl is completely different. Yeah. And
that's the same thing with
it. Won't matter how many you have. Yeah.
And even if it's not Tinder, I meet a girl on the street, or if I meet her in a club or bar, like there's that kind of thing. And so that, I suppose, that's where the seeking approval thing comes. That's what was resonating so much when Will said that with the seeking approval, because he was like, yeah, obviously that's partly why you like. That's why I would keep thinking, oh, maybe I need to do that, or maybe I need to say that. That's why at times I will question that versus just like, nah, this is just like what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna do, and whatever happens, that's enough anyway. Like having that kind of conversation. So that was one thing that was very like resonating. And so, and then around that's when I kind of like became present to, so actually I'm still trying to control. Actually, this is where I'm actually still trying to control as well. So I do feel like I've released quite a bit in other areas, definitely, and I felt I had in this area as well. But obviously, there was more, because it's like, actually, if I actually don't have any control anyway, it's not going to matter what I say and what I do anyway. So, well, that's it. And then if I'm going to say anything, or if I'm going to do anything or whatever, then I suppose just make it be something that's what's there for me, what I would like to express or say or do. So I suppose it's just kind of like me just being able to delve even deeper into like my own self-expression, and where I still had a conversation around it not being good enough, basically. And inside of like just that, like just remembering and just being in that space of like, I have no control anyway, so just fuck it. Then there's that nice freedom, and there's not any like, I have to do this or I have to do that. And it's even the conversation of like, let me just keep going out still so I can just keep practicing and sharpening my skills, that coming from a have to and not enough, well, not enough, but a concern of, if I don't go out, I don't know, for a little while, then I might lose the skill, for example. Right, but it really, it's one of those skills that's like actually like driving. Like you just, and like riding a bike, like when you get it, you don't lose it. Yeah, you might get a bit rusty if you're not done it for a while, but you don't lose it. So there's
Will, I have to rate Will, because we've had this conversation, and I think the way he's used the wording that he's used is perfect. Like the way he's described it, the blind spot is perfect. Because there's been so many conversations that we've had, I questioned like, why so much? Why does it need to be so much? Because you're set already. You're done. Like it's all good. Like, 'cause I always tell you, like, man, like it's enough, cuz. But I couldn't. I couldn't seem to find a way to articulate, and like the way he said it is perfect, because that's it. That's really what it is. It's just like the approval thing is sneaking in. And it's so sneaky because it's hard to even like the way he's found it is amazing, because it's not that easy to find that, like with the way that you express it yourself, especially, like, no, because like, this is just how I want to do it. Like I want to, just like how you want to tweak this in your life, I want to tweak this in my life. And like when you break down the reason why you're doing it, it has this kind of level of justification to it, like, oh, okay. But because there's no way to, because there wasn't a way to word it well enough, it's like, oh, okay, so Ashley's got a point. But the way he's worded it to you, it's like it lands so well, and it does actually just really show very clearly. And with Sylvia, obviously, she's been reading the natal chart, so she sees some things as well. She's mentioned control a couple of times. And she's probably going to be an episode one day of us, man, because I think it'd be great for her to express stuff like. But she's been listening to our journey the whole time, and she sees that what you're doing, there's nothing wrong with your game. There's nothing wrong with how you're meeting women, but there is this level of that approval thing. Just the way he's used the word approval just makes it so. It makes it.
Yeah, because that did hit hard.
I can't stress enough.
That did hit hard, because obviously at first I would have put in like, what are you talking about? Are you trying to get out? And then but then obviously like, hold on, like, listen. It's like,
and it's not the first time that you told me this. It's not the first time that you told me that he said something that landed really hard with you. Like, I think the last time he went to Birmingham, but when I say last, I mean the last time I can remember anyway. And I think that was when he was either still with Amber or it was just before Amber, and there was Epiphany then as well. But I remember something that he said, or a moment that you had with him that hit hard as well. And he seems to really bring out some great contribution, man.
Definitely. Yeah, it always happens with him. And I think the other thing as well was, I think like that was also there in my ego conversation, is like, well, look, obviously I've been like, because I got back into coaching as well, so it's like I gotta make sure like I'm always on point, and I'm like, so that's always kind of there in the background as well, as that's been there in the background as well, because just because it has.
I know.
And it's like just realize, just accepting, acceptance of myself, basically, acceptance of like, this is just how I roll and this is how I express, and that's that. And because sometimes I can fall into like observing others around me who I admire, whether that be like actual friends like Will, or other people I hang out with, or whether it's because I've watched or listened to someone, and sometimes like I can fall into the trap of like, oh wait, maybe I should, that was cool, I should try that as well. How can I add that in? How can and I'm not saying I don't want to be open to obviously growing, but it's
it's not trying to fix something that's not broken.
Yeah, basically.
I think that's what it is. Like, you have the formula that works. It's still working. Like, it doesn't have to be 100% proof. But, you know, it might be 90% or 95% proof. Yeah, and it's okay. And you do nail it. Yeah, you nail interactions, and that thing you said about coaching as well. What I find interesting is that I remember we was doing ILP. And my coaches, they had their things in it, like, so like, obviously I'm not looking at them thinking like, rah, they're superhuman, they're dealing with everything perfectly. They're telling us about how they've had their peak scenarios as well, and helping it to obviously help us grow as IOs. like what I realized about coaching is that it's what you're doing for the other person to see the things that they need to see. It's not about how perfect you are at the thing.
Yeah,
you might not be very perfect at it, but that might be their strength that you're trying to bring out in them again.
No, yeah,
that they've lost.
That's the interesting thing, because when I'm actually in the moment coaching with people, it's not that I have that. Yeah, it's not there. It's just the idea. It's just a label that my ego's just added on. Like, oh, you're coaching now, so you're a coach now. So this is what a coach should be. Like, that's all it is. Versus like when I'm actually with a client, and also along with that is like, okay, so That's it on that bit, really.
Do you know, this is so sick, because you know what he's saying about the ego,
yeah.
And you know how what's his name, Eckhart Tolle, like in the Path Now, how he talks about the two. There must have been two of me, like the way he describes it, like the eye, he was looking at the, like, I don't remember how I'm paraphrasing, but he says that there's me and then there's the eye that's looking at the situation or something. But it's so funny, like how you have the two internal dialogues in your head. So you have the scenario of when you're in something and how you interpret that, and like how you're trying to defend yourself from that, obviously. But then afterwards, when the outcome happens and you flopped, for example, maybe, and it's like, why did you do that in the first place? You weren't supposed to do that. Like, obviously it's going to go this way. And like you kind of doubt the first thought that was stopping you in the first place, but then it makes you think, it's like literally like two people, two separate. And like Silver said to me, it's consciousness and versus, I guess, ego or whatever the other word is for it. I don't know. But it's so funny, like just having the two scenarios, and it's always like the voices in the head are just, it sounds like they're just completely against each other. Like one was definitely for something else, but just wasn't loud enough when you needed to hear it. And I guess it's because of the way that we like, I mean, we love dialogues and we love like watching a program and then it ends and you don't know what's going to happen next. You have to wait till next season, next episode to find out how it unfolds, how the story unfolds. And we're used to this, we love that, and like that's what we're doing in our heads as well. Like we're you know, like you're having that voice in your head about the coaching thing, and you know, it's so irrelevant, but it's there, and it's easy to like worm into, like, oh yeah, you're right, but then afterwards, like, man, like how the hell did I believe that, man? Flipping hell. How did I believe that story? And like over and over again, we still keep believing it. Like we still keep believing in the scenarios that are in our head, and it's just like what Eckhart Tolle says. It's so interesting about how, you know, we've got the two voices, and
I hear you. And you know what's come up for me from that as well then, because you know the remember when I realized that how powerful like the idea of leading is, and just like just being intentional, like what's recently come up around that as well. It's just like it's a different kind of balance now, I feel like, within myself at least anyway, with the expressing intention and leading, and being okay with that. There doesn't need to be any kind of like rush or velocity. So like, for example, with like if generally on like first dates, like I would have in mind, all right, I'm going to lead back to mine, and obviously it will happen or it won't happen. And even though I'd say it will happen or it won't happen, but there would be this like, you know, there'd be this thing in me where I'm like, I'm gonna lead this like that. Which can also actually let's change the word rush. I think it's more force. Something of that along those lines anyway. And sorry bruv, just on a quick side note, because I got match of the day on. By that laugh, I'm assuming you know what the score is, yeah?
Yeah. What time does it start?
Oh, it started already. It's showing just like the rest of the weekend's games. Yeah.
No,
okay.
but if you're talking about a match that happened, I have no idea. I don't know
yeah, I
anything
was.
about
That's
this
why
season.
I thought that's why you laughed.
No. I
Oh, it was
know
Liverpool
zero.
versus v West Ham.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay, man. Do you know what? I'm just
4-1.
completely out the game. I'm completely out. There's not one transfer I know about this year. None. I don't know what the table looks like. I don't know if West Ham are doing bad. I don't even know if they have the same team that they had the last time.
Well,
I
I'll
watched
give you this
football.
information then, so at least you know something about your team. 4-1, you lost to Liverpool today.
4-1.
Or yesterday.
Doesn't sound surprising, man. We've had a few like that. But man,
I swear
yeah,
it was 4-1 when I went and watched them last year, in fact.
maybe.
Was it
Yeah,
4-1?
it sounds similar.
4-1 or 4-0, yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so like what's kind of there for me, like, now is like, I've got like the process of just like, in terms of just the kind of dates that I'd like to do, that I'm just gonna share and suggest, and I'm just gonna go with that. And yeah, even though on the first date, like, yeah, if it comes up, I may invite her around. I think maybe what it is now is like I've just given up like an expectation of.
I was just about to say that, yeah,
That's
because the
gotta happen, I
expectation
suppose.
really it gets in the way of just because, man, it's just great to be able to set up a date, go on the date, and towards the end of the date, you just can feel a mutual feeling of that you both want to do the going back to yours, or that I don't want to bring her back to mine.
Yeah.
And like, I think that's just a great feeling to be able to go into the date.
Time.
Yeah, or seeing each other another time, exactly. And being able to weigh that up so that there's no room for that, no matter what, they needs to come back to the yard. Like,
Yeah.
because maybe the situation or maybe the energy doesn't allow that, and then it just gives this kind of, like, so if the date starts off very, you're thinking in your head like, oh, I don't want to go back to mine now. This is a flop. Like, but it's not a flop. It's just it just is what it is, isn't it? Like, it's just starting off slow.
Yeah.
So then you could just continue with the flow or whatever. With, well, do you know what? Didn't want her to come to the house anyway. I don't know, man. It's just, but it's what I was talking about. The voices, man. It's funny, man.
Yeah.
We're proper on this thing in our heads, like. But we always look afterwards, like, man, like, how did we believe that voice? How? How did we possibly fall for the trick again?
It's also having that same expectation.
It feels like it's not yours.
Of when I go out as well, because sometimes there is that conversation. Oh yeah, be intentional tonight. Take a girl back. Like sometimes there is that. Like, yeah, especially like
I'm just so fascinated.
Huh?
I just think it's fascinating.
Yeah.
And to describe like that, it's so true.
If I'm with a friend, like for example with Will or whatever, and like because I, and the thing is as well, what's hilarious though, when I'm solo, it's not. This is just what I've observed. I'm like, don't say better. I don't want to use that word. Things just happen more magically. I'm gonna say that. Right? Not that they don't happen when I'm with people as well, but I just experience it more when I've been solo. But like, you know, meeting up with Will, not because he's like he's necessarily saying this to me. He's got his own conversations, but not. So I'm like, yeah, meet Will, me and it, like, we're on point. We're just gonna go out together. Yeah, let me see if I can get some girls for us both. Like, all that kind of conversation comes up. And then what happens with that is like, well, what happens? It gets in the way of like, what that really is the result. So even though I've masked it up as like, oh yeah, this is the intention. Really, it's actually me focusing on the result that I'm trying to have happen. And then obviously then inside of that, it can be easy to then think about how am I going to do that? How's it going to happen? Versus just trusting the process and just trusting the process of what you usually do. Like, and with me, a lot of that involved dancing, for example. And from time to time, giving out compliments, and that's it. And for someone else, like, well, sometimes it's not really dancing all the time. It's like just chilling and just enjoying the music and enjoying the company that he's with. Like, It's and it's just that's it. And you know, for me, where I'm at is like when the dates happen, they happen. When the sex happens, it happens. I had this thought come through me where I was just like how I felt like, oh, if I'm not ever in a relationship again, I'll be alright. And if I am, cool. And I had basically the same thing, but around sex. That I had more fear come up. Or not fear, but I had more of like, you go, oh, but really? Nah, man, come on, man, got sex though. But it was really nice, and I'm like allowing that to kind of stay present, like the actual essence of that, like the real truth of that, and that. No, just that period. And if I want to add stuff to it, I can just be like, oh, I've had enough sex in my life now. Anyway, I could say, and all that sort of stuff. But really, it's just that. That it would actually be okay if I didn't have sex again in my life. So yeah, and that's where I'm just kind of like, well, and if it happens again, it will, and it's gonna be more. And this is, I remember I heard like. Will was saying this, and he was quoting, I think, Iris D. Tyler actually though. But basically, I'm going to paraphrase it. But basically, all that stuff is going to happen in spite of the action I take. And part of when I've been coming from the seeking approval thing has come from in order to
get this result.
Yeah. Versus no, it's going to happen anyway in spite of it. And life has shown me plenty of times where there's been many different either things that I've done or variables that have shown up on a night or a date or whatever, and things just happen still. So
the thing is, you've always told me great stories about, you know, when you've, I guess, when shit's happened. And when those things happened, it really happened random as fuck. And it's just gonna continue to be random as fuck all the time. And just accept him, man. Like, I mean, you go Birmingham, you're going out to hang out with William or Will. I don't know if he likes people calling William. I don't know why I said William. Will. And then you know, like the theme of the night is that you're both hanging out, catching up, and having a good time. And there might be some single girls around who want to do stuff, like, and it's great. Like, but the main basis of it all was, you know, hanging out with your boy, like, and I think from a guy's perspective, when it goes to going out, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it can become less about hanging out with the boys and more to do with, oh yeah, like, we're here now, look at that thing, and yeah, I'm on it, and like it starts to become less about the guys coming out, like, this is a long time, let's hang out. And that was what was great about Leon's birthday, is that, like, it's just the boys, like, it was great, all catching up, having a good time. And yeah, even though he knocked himself out.
I was telling the girl about that yesterday, Friday actually. That's still a story that I still share, man.
But it's just like, yeah, he was knocked, but yeah, it's just great, like, just the boys, like, just rolling together, sticking together, and that. Yeah, man, it's just good shit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and like, one of the things I think that's been a blind spot actually, or not, a blockage. Yeah, it has been basically when I've gone out, I've been like, yeah, this is gonna be the intention for tonight. This is gonna happen. Like, I don't even have to set an intention now. Like, I don't have to do any of that. I just go out and just enjoy the out for the out. And that doesn't necessarily mean I may not take action in relation to girls, and it might mean that as well. But I know, just like, for example, when I do my when I work, if I'm doing a workout with weights, I know I've got a general structure of what exercises they're going to be and the amount I'm going to do. And in regards to when I'm out at night, I'm aware that 2 parts of it is, yes, just dancing, enjoying that and hanging out with my friends, as well as maybe giving a compliment here or there. But that's it. And whenever I've been in that, it's not even saying whenever I've been in that, but like, that is just really it. My mind's like, no, but you got to work this bit out as well sometimes, and you got to know, for example, like, it's just those things that will come up. And this is, I say this not in the sense that not because I cannot still learn, but I know the answer to those things already. But sometimes I'm still acting like I don't know the answers. That makes sense.
It's mad. It makes sense, man.
Yeah. So
I think the thing is, like, we could have analogy. Like, say for example, you've got your to-do list for tomorrow, and you're like, okay, so I'm gonna wake up. And you put that on the list. I'm gonna wake up. Obviously, you're gonna wake up. You die, you sleep, but you're gonna wake up. But you put it on the list, and you say, "Oh, I'm gonna brush my teeth. I'm gonna have breakfast," and you write down every single detail. And then as you're doing all those things, you're crossing it off. It's like you're very clear that you want to brush your teeth, no doubt. In the mornings, like if that's something that you care about, you're gonna brush your teeth.
Oh, hello.
Cake.
Yeah, but I can hear you now. It kind of went for a bit. Oh, no, it's dipping. Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Right. So I'm not using the internet anymore. I'm using my data.
Right. So yeah. What did you start saying? Because it kind of just cut from there.
So what I was basically trying to say is that, like, when you've got a to-do list, you kind of put the things down that you want to achieve, but there's some things that you don't have to put on the list, like wake up, brush teeth. Like there's some things that, like, you're going to do it in the day, but you don't have to put it on the list, because come on, man, like, it's just a mandatory thing. Like, so like if you're going out, like, fair enough, it's not to that level when you go out, like oh, it's mandatory that I'm gonna compliment someone, but that's something that you're intending to do. Like, it's one of the key things that when you go out, compliment is something that you want to achieve that day, or that night, or whatever it is. And there's many other things that you want to get out of that night that might be on your list, but at the same time, it's just some things that just don't have to be put there. Like, so like, just how you've minimized it all, and you've just said compliment. Like, the thing is like, you can go there and not compliment, and it's fine, because
just because
the thing is that with a compliment,
when I say that, I mean
is that it doesn't have to be based on.
That, by the way.
Yeah, open to compliment. So
no,
whatever it is that you're this.
I mean, engage a female. That's what I mean when I say compliment. That's the purpose.
Engage.
Yeah. So
okay.
That, yeah.
Done. So there's various specs for if you're going to a club. Like, obviously there's people that go to a club and they wear their stilettos and they wear their dress that they bought for that day, and they sit down the whole night and do fuck all. There's people that do that, and it's up to them if they want to do that, innit? But like the theme of going out on a night out is to enjoy yourself. and to meet other people and interact with other people, whether it be male, female, same sex, doesn't matter. Like, you're going out to engage with people and enjoy the music. So if you're not doing that, because it's ultimately a mandatory thing to do the things that you're talking about. And then at the end of the day, like, yeah, of course, you can go there, yeah, I'm just going to dance on my own and, yeah, just enjoy myself. Like, but it's like, you could do that in your yard. Like, you could do that only once in your yard. Play some Justin Bieber in your yard. Like, you could do that.
Timberlake.
But obviously, you're going out to a club to socialize. Like, and it's so funny, like, that some people go to the club literally, like, pretending they're not there for what they're there for. Like, and it's like, if you were to just sit at home, if you just were to dance on your own, or if you didn't want anyone to trouble you, you don't go in this environment, because this environment's for that. So when you're telling me about what you're going to do when you go out, that is literally what the spec is for when you go out, because obviously you want to meet people. So, but there's some things that are just going to be like fairly obvious, like, you know what, I have to put this on the list because it's very clear that I'm here for that. And like, obviously, sex, if the girl is someone that you want to do it with, fair enough. But where I'm trying to go with this is that, like, going to a club, there's only two reasons you're going to go there. It's to dance and to meet other people, male or female. And literally anything else that happens from that night should just be left to the universe. Literally that.
And that's the control thing as well.
And that's where the control is, yeah. So that the control is like, I must get a girl tonight. I have to get a girl tonight, man. That's my goal, blood. Like, and it's like, man, it's not a goal. Like, you want to socialize, of course. And you might get a girl's number, and you might meet them the next time and then have sex with them. But you don't have to have sex with them that same night. Or you don't have to pull a girl or kiss a girl on that same night. Or you might even have to talk to a girl and get her number. You might just want to talk to the girl, and that's it.
And this is where the ego comes. Right, where the ego has come up because of having experience doing all of that. It's like, yeah, come on, let's do that again.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Because in your head, you built up a scenario.
Again.
Exactly.
It feels like it had something to do with it. Like, I made that happen.
It was inevitable,
maybe I
man.
played a role. Obviously, I played a role in it. I played a role in that story, in that journey. But I didn't make it happen. And that's the sometimes the illusion that comes up in my ego still, or has come up. Which is why I said about the control thing.
Exactly.
It feels like, yeah, it has some form of control, so yeah, let's make that happen again. Versus just keep enjoying the process, trust the process, just do what you do, and that's that. And when it happens, it will happen, and when it won't happen, it won't happen.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a part that the other person that you're interacting with has to play in this whole thing as well.
Yeah.
So it's not just all 100%, I've got to go out and go all in. Like, nah, man, like, there is like you doing your thing and another person just not responding or not being proactive at all in the conversation. And it doesn't matter how effective you are, like, if that person's dead, they're just dead, innit? Like, so there's a part that they play, like maybe the body language, maybe that they're moving closer to your area, that gives you indication, oh, okay, this person seems like,
you know, the thing has come as well, is because like in relation to like when I have like taken a girl home from that night, for example, it's like in some cases I may have said, like, there might have been something, like the way I might have initiated that it may have varied from another time. So no, what I'm trying to say is, so the way I might have initiated that in that moment, it's like, rap, cool. And then the next time when I initiate in that very similar way, and if it doesn't happen, it's like, nah, that's not the thing then. I need to think of another thing. And then for example, I might try another thing, and then it works. And then like, cool, that's the thing then. And I try that again, and wait, it didn't work this time. Hold on, I gotta find another thing.
Yeah, no.
It's that whole chasing. That whole
That's the
carrot
thing.
thing.
Exactly.
How liberating this is talking about this right now to this degree as well, because I didn't even realise
Yeah.
it to that level of
Yeah.
me chasing. Fucking hell.
It's deep, man.
Damn.
I'm not gonna lie, it's deep. Yeah.
Damn. I did not
That's why.
realise
That's
it
why.
like that.
That's why when you had you had weekly targets and team, like you had a certain amount that you were to do a day in that. Like them ones there were like, it's like I was trying to like be like, nah, just let the course of the night take its course, like how it's gonna be. Like it's okay how it goes.
That there
it's
is a
really
part of me
okay.
that does still get that can make a difference though. Because if I go to the gym and I'm like, I don't know how many reps I'm gonna do today, and then I go to the gym the next week again and I'm like, I don't know how many reps I'm gonna do today, then.
But do you believe, because we do use this analogy a lot,
Yeah.
but do you still believe that these two, like if you look carefully, do you still believe that they're both very similar examples?
Similar in the sense of being proactive. Not similar in the sense of like making, quote unquote, making a result happen, but similar in the proactiveness. Like, yes, if I do go out, it's completely fine if I don't approach anyone or speak to anyone. That is fine.
Because there's a part that they might even approach you in the end, and you might not still have sex with a girl, but they're doing fuck all.
Yeah, sometimes it happens in that way as well. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
But again, the difference is now, I think the way where I'm coming from it now is different to, because alright, I get where you're probably why you're asking me that, because back then the conversation I still had going on was like, I gotta keep practicing.
Yeah,
I gotta keep practicing.
that's
I
it.
gotta keep sharpening up that skill. Whereas now, when I'm saying, like, actually, I think it still can make a difference. I'm not thinking from the practice point of view. I'm coming from the just because that's what I'd like to do point of view.
Bang.
And it's not as many as it was now. But it's just like for me, like, it's fine if I don't, but because it's me being honest with myself as well. Yes, when I go out dancing, I love to, like, that is the biggest thing that I enjoy. Like, that's why I like to go out, because I like to go out dancing. But I have to be honest as well, I am there as well to see or what might show up or happen in relation to a girl. And if I pretend that I'm not, then there's conflict. So by me being aware, like, yeah, I am out to dance, so when I'm out, an action that's aligned with that is me moving my body sometimes, even if it's just to one song for that one night, and that's it. And the same thing, if I know I've gone out to meet, like, to be open to meeting some girls that night, if there's a girl that shows up that I'm potentially like, just that, then engaging, like, just even if it's just that one time, would be aligned. It's also okay if I don't. But it would be but it's an action that is aligned. If I'm not out to be open to meet females, then yeah.
Do you know what's crazy, man? Is that everyone that's gonna go out, they have their own little intention. Like you said, yeah, you go out, man, because you love to dance.
Yeah.
But some people hate dancing.
Yeah, they love to go out to drink.
Yeah. So everyone's got their own agenda. Yeah, I'm here for the dancing. Yeah, I'm here to get a guy back home. I'm here to get drinks off the guy. Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm here to just get their attention. Oh yeah, I'm here because
so imagine
the
I went
boys,
out,
they forced me to come.
and my thing is more like, yeah, just enjoy the dancing, go out dancing. But throughout the whole night, all I do is just drink alcohol. There's nothing wrong if I did that, but that was not aligned to what's part of my process of when I go out, of what I like to do. That's the point. It's just because I like to do it, so let me do it. That just because. Whereas, yeah, before it's like, no, let me do this so I can keep practicing, and so I can make this happen.
There's another thing I want to add here, Ash.
And,
but be honest with me.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there also a tiny element of the fear of missing out as well?
If I don't approach.
No, that just not going out to the club. So say that one Friday you feel like going, but you don't go in the end, and the Saturday you wake up, you might feel like, oh, I should have gone, man. Would that I should have gone a lot to do with the fear of missing out? That man, surely I could have done something, or that your regular occurrence of going to clubs. I'm not saying you go every week. Maybe you don't go every week, but anytime you do go, do you feel like there is a small part of the fear of missing out on an opportunity?
If I don't go out.
If you don't go out, yeah.
That was definitely part of. That was there before, yeah. And it's good that you said that now, because then I can check in to see if that's still there now. Because if it is, then it's something for me to let go of.
Everyone has their own version.
Could I not go out for a while? Yeah.
Because you love dancing, yeah. But the thing is, look.
Obviously,
we got into that, yeah. And like, look, some people are gonna think, yeah, but no, I want to go outside though. I want to go outside and do it though. And like this, it's justified completely. But it's definitely to be around people, meet new characters, and like this could be like that. You know, you might meet this guy who's like sees you join some game on some girl, and then he's like, oh yeah, I saw you just did that. It's cool, man. And he's like, oh, what's your name? And then you start chatting to him, and he's like a cool guy, and he tells you about ayahuasca or something. Like, oh shit, ayahuasca. And then all of a sudden, like, you know, you take his number down. Like, it's not like just the girls. It's just people in general. Like, it might be someone that's from abroad.
Actually,
and I think that's the thing.
Few people recently.
One aspect, I know you like this as well. I definitely agree that you go out and just anyone in general, if they got a good vibe, doesn't matter, male, female, whatever. It's just the fact that you've had human contact and you've met cool people, someone maybe from abroad. And Silver keeps saying that you're definitely going to be attracted to someone, or going to have a very strong liking to someone who's from abroad. So I don't know which country, but
so you mean not English? You mean? Yeah,
basically not English girl.
Okay. Scheme being, yeah. Let's see, innit? I mean, well, look, Miss Italian girl recently, I was really drawn to her, wasn't I? So
is that completely off the list now? Has that been scratched off completely?
Yeah, because I've not
left it how it was, yeah.
And unless, and so, I mean, obviously, no, this is an assumption, but as it stands, the fact that we've not been in communication, the assumption that I've just got there is she's still in a relationship. That obviously I get that's an assumption, but how it was we spoke about it, how it was created would be obvious that she wasn't she have to, but it would be the thing for her to let me know. Because I said as long as you are, then this is where I stand. So
them ones in team blood. Jeez.
Yeah.
How about the
that was a challenge, man, because
that definitely was.
She was just like just the vibe, like, all right. Apart from like obviously her integrity and stuff of that nature. Not that I can really speak as well because my integrity, but like, I enjoyed her vibe. I enjoyed her body. I enjoyed just looking at her. I enjoyed her hair, like. So, but yeah, like it's just. All I put it down to is just like thank you for that experience, at least that blessing. It's not that it had to last forever, and it hasn't. It lasted, and there we go.
This episode's a letting go episode, bro.
Yeah, a lot of it. Yeah, man. For sheezy, bro. Just letting go. So like what you said, could I not go out for a week or something? Like, or no, you said about the fear of missing out.
Yeah, missing out.
Yeah, like that has come up. I think it's come up in the sense of I know I can go out and do this, so let me go out and do this. Like, is it to produce a result versus hold on, tonight would I actually like to go out and dance and meet some people, or not?
And you're asking yourself this as well. That's the thing. That's deep.
Be open to meeting some people. That's what I'm saying. What'd you say?
You're asking yourself these questions as well. That's what's deep, isn't it?
No,
would I like to go out? No. Yeah, I know, but I just mean. But I can just picture you in the house, like, should I come out and just have a deep conversation with yourself?
I have had moments like that, man. Yeah.
No, because we all have that. No, we.
See, I remember one time when I had a yeah, it's just a matter. It's all right. That's don't need to go into that, but yeah, just share a random story. Then because of it was a spontaneous random night, then obviously, then I ended up meeting a girl, blah blah. But that's irrelevant. Like, I think my point is so yes, there's the letting go bit that you said. Well, so yeah, and I think what's coming up for me with what you just said, what would be quite nice to put in place around that is maybe because generally speaking, on an average, I am out once a week because sometimes it's part because of coaching as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for the night time. So, it would be good. Well, could be quite interesting, good to put in place where I just have a week where I just don't, basically, or I could leave that space open for a date, and if a date happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen. I don't know. But the letting go is the key thing.
Yeah.
I need to think about it. The key is just making sure I'm in that place of just releasing attachment anytime it arises and letting go.
Well, yeah, the attachment to things that are going to help you be better, like the concept of, I'm going to be better if I Like,
I think if anything, it's more about just like, all right, what is my quote unquote rough structure, aka process, and let me just keep living that, and that's it. It's more of that.
Because it really is simple. There's a minimal amount of things that we need, resources that we need to accomplish most of the things.
And if in a moment where I'm like, it just really just does not resonate for me to fulfill on that action, then I'll listen to that. But it's just carving out that time in that space, just like how like I do with the creative stuff, which I've not been. I was gonna say I've not been aligned to. I have been aligned to, just not my own, not bad love stuff. And that's something I've had to learn to be okay with as well. Like, oh, actually, sometimes like, if I'm involved in other stuff that's going on at that time, it's okay that, all right, I'm not gonna do some bad love stuff. Versus trying to cram it all in.
Yeah. No, because it's very important to minimize and focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Like, if you've got a lot of coaching going on, and that's your income or whatever, or that's your main.
I mean, other creative projects. Like if I'm when I've had to, like if I had an audition that week, or and I've had to prepare for it, or I did some background work. Or,
okay.
That's what I mean. When I've done that's kind of gone in place of the bad love stuff, and I've had in the conversation background like, oh nah, I still got to find a way to do that. And I could, and obviously that is possible, but it's also just being okay with not having done that. That's what it is. It's being okay with not having done that and not experiencing lack still.
Yeah.
Because then it's all again that forced experience. So
which is definitely not needed.
Nah. So I mean,
but,
in terms of like just the rough process, like in the love life wise, like I do have. I leave space for like minimum one date a week. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I leave space for a minimum of like one period of where allow myself to meet girls. So whether that's because I go out dancing, or whether if that's because I just go for a walk and listen to music. And then also just like minimum once a week messaging girls. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, inside of when I go to the meet girls, there's like a little thing around that, like minimum. But again, it's just being okay with the. I think the more of the conversation, even though I'm saying this, is it's okay if none of that happens.
Yeah.
It's just remembering, like, it's gonna happen. Like, stuff is gonna happen when it happens, if it happens, and whatever. Versus, I'm doing all this stuff in order to.
The thing is, here's the maddest thing, yeah, is that we make things bigger. Like we have control of how big it is. But it really is small. So like, there might be a time in your life where this lifestyle that you're creating and these little goals that you're setting and the structure of your week becomes absolutely like irrelevant, and then you're maybe, I don't know, traveling the world, or you're happily married, or you've got kids, and that becomes like very irrelevant, and then you then have this different lifestyle.
A new one, yeah. Though what
But
the thing is, I have tried
you get to choose how big it is.
Yeah. I have tried to create it in a way where, yes, even though it would transform, there would be some similarities. Like, alright, so for example, like the minimum 1 date a week thing. Or if I was in a relationship or quote unquote happily, the word you said, married, then
yeah, that was this example.
No, I get it, yeah. But inside of that, I would, with her, obviously, with us both having created what we want to have with each other. That, yeah, right. For example, it might be we have a minimum once a week where we have some date time, like hangout time, basically.
Yeah.
Like, so there's some similarities that are like, okay, that's how that would just evolve if, for example, I'm in a relationship, or for example, having children. You know, there's gonna be things that, yeah. But yeah, the letting go basically is, as you said, and like just actually being okay with when whatever happens, and when it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah, because either way it's going to happen, whether you like it or not.
Well, but this is
there's just things that are going to happen.
But this is like just being, but actually being with, like, but if it doesn't, it'll be okay.
But this is the thing.
And I feel like that's why about it's so easy. Well, it's always occurred easier and less, as in, and when I say easier, like less effort, less thinking, basically, to be in a relationship.
Yeah,
because that's always been easy for me, like to have, and like where girls have shown up where they want to, like there's never been really I've never had a conversation really about like, how can I get into a relationship with a girl, how do I get into a relationship, like there's never really been that, and it just happens easily. Or it shows up easily. Like I mean, since having let go of the space of like, oh well, actually I don't need, I mean if I don't end up being in one again, then alright, that's alright. And it's the same thing with like any romantic physical intimacy with a girl. Doesn't happen again, I'll be alright. I love it. I enjoy it, but I'll be alright, whatever that is, to whatever degree.
No, but we know that we're very clear that's not the case, Ash. Like,
I know, but I want to kind of I like being in the space of like, but
I know you're standing in that. Yeah, no, I
do get what you're
saying.
Yeah, because basically after that, since that, I mean, it has happened, but and it can be easy for me to go into ego. Haha, yeah, made it happen. All right, let's do it again. Let's make it happen again.
Yeah, because it's not a necessity. It's just a thing that is nice when it happens, and you get to enjoy it when it happens. And like, it's not like, oh man, I need my fix, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just we definitely make things bigger than we want.
Yeah. So in terms of what's happened over the last week, girl that I think I sent you the screenshots. That the one that basically wanted to take it slow. That one.
So, did you send me screenshots on Facebook?
No. You replied to one of them. You said, "Oh, that makes sense." So I told you that.
Yeah.
So that one.
Okay.
So how it was, that was all left was like, we'll see each other again, obviously when I'm back in London. And then when I sent her a message on last Sunday, she whatever it was, she responded to whatever that was, and then she also shared that she thinks this is where our journey ends. And basically, wished me well, like said that she hopes I'll be protected, love, blah blah blah, that stuff that I kind of say to people. And so that's quite nice, like what she said. And I just responded, and I kind of laughed, but I said that's okay as well, and I basically wished her well as well. And that's how that was, basically, with her. My interpretation, my assumption is she logically thought about some stuff, and I think because I didn't the word that I want to say is pander, but that's not what I want to. That's not how I want to say it. I mean, that's the word that's coming to my mind, but that's not what I want to say, because I didn't. Because I stood grounded for how about what's important to me, basically, and what I value in love life and stuff like that. Because one of the things she kept saying, I think basically one of the things she kept saying was about how it's not that she's saying that she's looking for a boyfriend now, it's not that she's even trying to get me to be in a relationship or anything like that, but then she kept saying these other things, and I was like, that's cool, that's fine, and this is just where I stand. And I think because of where I said, well, this is just where I stand, and it's cool, that's where you stand, and I didn't change where I stand, in her thinking time, she then just was like, okay, maybe there's no point us still seeing each other.
It's a protection thing, man. But also, it's like it's okay.
Yeah, it is.
For people to be where they are. Yeah.
That's exactly what I said to her. Yeah. So
no, I definitely get that when people have enough time to think about things, it's easy for them to play safe, and whether it serves them in the end or not, it's what they're going to end up finding out if it serves them. But in the end of it all, it's all okay, because we've had relationships before, we've been in so many different people's lives before, and they're not with us anymore, and like it's just okay. It's just cool, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
But at the time, it doesn't feel like that in some cases, but it really is. Because if we didn't find now, then it just was okay in the first place. So yeah, I think for her, she's just going through a learning curve. And it's just like when you go for job interviews and you might not get the first job, okay, we'll do that maybe next time. And like, who knows, like it might have been a great experience for her to have met you, to elevate or make her, speculate on how she wants to deal with things and the type of relationship she wants, and
she did say
being true to herself.
So we'll see.
There is a lot to learn. There's definitely a lot to learn when meeting you. Obviously, I see. No, it's true, man. Like there's things that you discuss, and there's things that you're vulnerable about that not many guys are vulnerable about. So for most girls, they're definitely gonna get something from your insights or your perspective on life. That maybe makes them think, now maybe I'll be more open. Like if they're closed-minded, maybe they'll be more open after meeting you. So yeah, it's a good quality.
Thank you. So yeah, that's happened with her. Then basically, one of the girls that I met at TG, aka Torch Gardens, She lived in
Oh,
Birmingham.
see now. Oh wait, hold on. Say again. Now you got to start again, blood.
I said basically one of her girls I basically say the next. So I spoke about one girl. This is what happened last week. So that was with her. Let go ended, and then another girl, the girl who I met from one of the girls that I met from Torture Gardens. She lives in Birmingham. So when we met at Torture Gardens and what went down went what went down.
What went down.
Then
fucking hell.
Because I'd established already she's from Birmingham because I could hear her freaking thick Brummie accent. I was like, I'm gonna be in Birmingham soon. Maybe we should meet again. So we exchanged details, and so like I told her, and we'd arranged to meet, and it basically in the end on the day, early in the day, she said that something's come up, so she's not going to be able to meet again. Now, in hindsight, I think looking back, I would have. But would I deal with it differently? No, I think moving forward, I'll deal with it differently. Not moving back. Like, I mean, the main reason why I was up for obviously meeting with her again, is to hang out, but you know, for us to have sex again.
Continue where you left off.
Like basically, yeah. So what was there for me was alright. This was arranged for like Tuesday night. So one of the nights that I like to go to when I'm in Birmingham with Will, there's a night it's at a bar called Indie Bar. I really like that bar. So I was like, alright, how can I do both? Basically. So I was like thinking, alright, well, instead of doing the whole let's go out first for a drink and then go back and blah blah, to save time, I basically suggested I could come around and bring like snacks and drinks or whatever. And obviously I have no idea if this is the case or not. This is just my assumption. I think having said that, because she said, what do you want to do? Do you want to go for a drink? That was what she asked. And then I said, and then that's what my response was. Oh, I could. What's your favorite drink like, or what do you like? Because I could bring something and some snacks, blah blah blah. And I think because I said that, well, not actually said that, but went in that way, that had her then go in her way. Obviously, I have no idea, but that's just my assumption. So that was that. So obviously, the experience that I had with her at TG is left there because I'm not gonna contact her again, and that is what that was, and that was just very.
I've definitely got a question coming up after this.
It was very animalistic and raw, I'm gonna say. And then so that's that girl. And then basically a girl that I'd met, I've been out with before. Basically, you remember when I was on tour and I ended up missing us doing a recording because I forgot, because I had gone on a date and she ended up coming round.
Yeah.
Do you remember that or not?
Yeah, it was a while back now. Was it at the beginning of this year?
No, just end of last year.
The end of last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Around the Italian girl time as well, basically.
Okay.
But like, we were meant to do a show, and me and you were meant to do a show, and I just said I might arrive a little late back, but I ended up forgetting. And
yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, and then she ended up coming around, and that's the funny thing as well with that scenario. I had no intention of having her come around. I didn't have any of that. So yeah, we basically met up again. She doesn't live in Brighton. I mean, she lives in Brighton. She doesn't live in London. So yeah, she came around on Friday and stayed until like Saturday afternoonish, and that was just really cool to catch up with her and chill and connect, as well as everything else as well. And is there anything more I want to say about that? I mean, the experience was like very like with her, just quite intense and hot and sexy and sensual and all of that. And I don't know if what I think from TG's made me it'd be even a bit more kinky. And I ordered this thing. Where's my phone? I'll send you the picture after. Actually, I'll send it to you now. Oh no, wait, you're using your phone, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh, so you won't be able to see it, will you? If I send you the picture.
Yeah, I think I might still be able to see if I press the home button.
Alright, oh, give me a second. But yeah, so that's what's shown up. Like this is what's like happened over the last week or so, and you know, what I just want to add to that is like, and I had no control over that. And I'm just saying that so I can keep reminding myself and reaffirming that. To not fall in. I mean, when I do fall into the pattern, it's okay. But you know, it's not necessary for me to fall in that pattern that often. Where I'm like, oh yeah, I made that happen. So how can I make that happen again? Let me try and do that. Because all I did was just my simple things that I like doing already. Go out, message. That's it. So hold on a second.
There is something there in regards to the TG
Okay.
that I have a question about.
Yeah.
So, the girl from TG, yeah, from Birmingham. So you've had this experience with her,
Yeah.
and it's banging, right? Or whatever it is what it is, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're ready to meet up with her again, yeah.
I've seen the picture,
But okay. Now, yeah, I think it might have heard that. I read that the beep, right?
Huh?
Did you hear the beep?
No.
Because the notification came through.
Oh no, I didn't hear it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So with this girl, yeah. So you've met this girl from TG, and I don't know. Did you have much conversation with her in TG, or was there just straight going in? You'd have to go too deep on this, but just have an idea.
There was little, very little.
Very little talk.
There was very little verbal conversation.
Okay, so there's not so much you know about her yet, based on that interaction. Okay, so my question is, so this experience has happened, and in your books, it's probably a phenomenal experience, right? And as much as it was a phenomenal experience, there's then an opportunity to actually know who she is. Like, she could have potential. I'm not saying she has, but she could have potential.
It's not that
she went to TG just like you did.
I just want to say though, so I think I've got a feeling of maybe where you're going. I'm not sure, but it wasn't like when I messaged her, it was just like trying to arrange to meet. There was the chatting and getting to know her as well, in between. Then meeting, to then meeting.
So, what my question is that what if that experience happened, and you've had that experience, but meeting her the next time round, it has nothing to do with that first experience, and it comes from a whole clean slate of just meeting her, or even just finding out why she even went there in the first place, as being the first point of topic. Do you think that'd make a difference?
But that's what I was saying with my interpretation, where I was saying like, I if I'd gone the other route of like, oh yeah, okay, cool, let's meet here. When she said, oh, what do you want to do? Do you want to go for a drink? then instead of going, oh yeah, I'm thinking I can come round, bring da da da, because you've been like, oh yeah, how's this place?
So when you said that,
And if
what
I'd
did
said
she
that,
say?
that would have
What
been
was her
weird.
response?